Hi everybody, and a big hello to LoonyJaffa, who asked me a question on one of my videos the other day about cloth nappies. So this is going to be a video on everything to do with cloth nappies, my favourites, my least favourites, everything you need, things I wish I knew before I purchased some of them, just anything I can think of that might help you really. I'm going to start off with night nappies. So it took me a while to actually start using cloth nappies at night time. The Wizard Duo by Motherese. It opens up with poppers, and inside you can buy different inserts. So this is the Stay Dry Night insert, and she can have this on all night, and it still felt dry to the touch, almost as dry as the disposable. You can boost it inside if you just lay a booster in there. And so the shell, you buy the shells separately, the covers, and then you buy the inserts. I have two one size that fit in any shell, and then I have one extra small to small. Yes. And they're really good. They're more absorbent than you would think, but I am actually selling these all on eBay. So I'll put a link to that if you want to go and have a look. I've got a few nappies on there. The thing I didn't like about it too much was that I just don't like her being in PUL, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Lots of people use PUL for night nappies. It's not that it leaks or anything, it's a perfectly well-functioning nappy. It's just my personal preference. So they're actually really, really good, and they will keep little bums very dry all night time. Then I have two of these, I think. These are nappies by Minky, and they're terry on the outside. Well, the whole nappy's terry, apart from the lining is a really soft fleece lining. That keeps your baby dry as well. The thing I like about these is that you can fold out the back and this helps speed up drying time. But here you can see a pocket that you can also slip a booster into. So I know that I always need to boost them, but it doesn't add to the bulk too much because the nappy itself isn't too bulky. And I just really like these. She always seems really comfortable, and we've never had a leak with these either. But my all-time favourite, which I really can't see us changing from now, we've just got this sus now, is the Ella's House Bum Huggers. These are a hemp nappy with a fleece inside, again to keep them dry. And there are a few bad reviews about this. A lot of people say they become very stiff. Now, I live in an extremely hard water area, and it's not my softest nappy by any means, but it's not stiff. She never feels uncomfortable in this. And believe me, she always lets you know when she feels even the tiniest bit uncomfortable. So it's a very absorbent nappy. There's a little pocket at the front of it. So this is my booster that I bought. This is also in Ella's House. You can buy this on the same website, but I fold in half. So it's almost like two boosters then, but still very, very thin. And part of the actual nappy, it has this that folds out. That's just to speed up drying time. We just love this. It's so absorbent. We never need to change it at night time. She can sleep from 7 to 7. She shouldn't sleep that long. She'll be in bed for that long. She'll be in the nappy for that long. 7 to 7, 12 hours. It'll last easily 12 hours. Never had a problem. She's comfortable. Everyone's happy. Now, when I started using night nappies, trying to find a wrap for the nappy or cover was a bit of a problem because obviously they're quite big and bulky. So I needed to find one that would fit and not leak and not leave red marks. So one of the first wraps I bought were the GemY wraps. This is the universal cover, so it has the double leg gussets there, and it also has, where is it? It also has snap down rise on the front. I don't know if you can see that, it's white and white. They do snap together to make it that little bit smaller in the rise. The reason I bought this is because it didn't have Velcro across here, because I didn't like the fact that, especially with these, you'd have like 2 layers of Velcro, and it would just make her uncomfortable. These are good. They're not great for night time because they're just simply not big enough. They're good for daytime nappies if you're using flats or just the 2-part systems. This is a Baba+Boo Super Whisper wrap. And I love this, it's really big and it will easily fit over even the Ella's House night nappy. So, and we haven't had a leak. As I said, I've gone off PUL now for night time because they tend to just, I don't know how to describe it other than in the morning it's steaming, you know, it's hot, it doesn't let the skin breathe. And I know that if I was in nappy all night then I wouldn't want this on. I'd much prefer to have fleece wraps. This is a pumpkin pants in a large. Always get size bigger because your night nappies will be bigger. And as you can see, there's no way these are going to leave any red marks at all. It took me so long to even consider buying one of these because I just didn't see how they were going to last the night and not leak or not get wet themselves. But they don't. Fleece repels water completely. The only thing you might find if you have a really, really heavy wetter is that your baby grow might feel a bit damp in the morning. Not that it's leaked, just that tiny little bit damp where you can feel that it's just let the skin breathe. So it's almost evaporating the urine. Not in a bad way, that sounds gross, but it's fine. These really work. Another place to get fleece wraps, this is the best place, in my opinion, is Mama Mooney. You can find them on eBay, but they also have their own website. And she made these, the lady made these as a custom order for me. They're the same size as pumpkin pants, and you can see they're slightly like an inch higher in the rise because Izzy's tall, so we were having a problem with really hooking these up. But I've got 2 of these, very reasonably priced, and you can see she's just sewn in on the crotch an extra layer of fleece for just that little bit more protection. Next it is going to be on my hybrid nappies. I do have a bit of a thing for hybrids. They make sense to me. They're brilliant. And they're especially good if you go out a lot because they don't take up much room. Now, my favourite hybrids are my Grovias. I did actually do a review on these, so if you look through my videos, you'll find a review to explain everything a bit more in depth. But this is the Apex version. That's Grovia. And this is the snaps. I recently bought snaps second hand simply because I love the Apex, but I've noticed recently that they're losing their stick, and I've only had them a few months, so I wanted to get some snaps cheap and quick because these won't wear out. And she's got a snaps on now, an orange version, and it fits just the same. So if you're going to buy Grovia, I'd advise you buy the snaps. The reason I like these is because they have, you can see the inside in there. You just snap the inside out if it's wet, even if it's soiled, because the one thing about these is they have the leg gussets here, so no poo is going to go into your shell. So you literally only need a few shells and you need lots of inserts, and you just change them when they're wet, or if they're pooed in, as long as it's not on the shell, and then snap another one in and you're ready to go. Another reason I love hybrids is because you have your disposable insert option. The Grovia inserts, as far as disposable ones go, are definitely my favourite. As you'll see on my Grovia review, they stick in. They're basically like a disposable nappy that you stick in and then you just pop it on. And I mean, if you were going out or on holiday, taking a bunch of those is going to be easier than taking a bunch of those, just to save space. They're really good, really worth the money. Another hybrid I have quite a few, is the G nappy. I really like these. Again, these are a nappy that has a few bad reviews, and I can't see why because they're really good. The weird thing about this is that the G goes at the back, so it fastens on like that. So you've got this on your front, and you fasten the Velcro around the back. And I find that a lot better because Izzy likes to roll when I'm trying to change the nappy, so if she's rolling it's fine, I can just do it anyway. It's actually helping me out. So this is the inside. It's got 2 parts. So this is your insert. This is the reusable insert. It's got, I think it's organic cotton or hemp, I'm not sure, organic cotton I think. And fleece on that side to stay dry. Inside you have this plastic pouch which snaps out, like so. I've had this G-nappy probably like 3 weeks, and I only had to wash this part once. I've never had a leak. It's brilliant nappy. The only grumble I have is that the reusable inserts don't last very long, and I sometimes have to boost it with, well, a booster, but my favourite boosters are the little lamb boosters. They're nice and thin, and as you can see, they're basically the same size. The disposable inserts for the G-nappy are huge, but they're really, really good. They hold a lot of weight, and you don't think they're going to fit in there, but they do. You just have to sort of squeeze them so they're a crescent moon shape. When these are wet, you rip the side. There's like a little blue mark here. I don't think you can see that, but there's a blue mark. You rip down there all the way, empty it out into your toilet, give it a bit to rinse and absorb, and then flush it. And I just like that because it's completely biodegradable and it's not clogging up the bin in your house. Another hybrid I have, a new one, is Best Bottom. The only place in the UK I found that sells these is funkymonkeypants.com. They are brilliant, and Emma, the lady who owns it, is so nice and she's so helpful. Any queries you have, she'll answer you. You can have her go onto her Facebook page and like that. She'll help you on there. She's easy with returns, with exchanges. She's brilliant. She's really friendly. So it's the only place I found these. These are probably the cheapest. You buy the shell, and then you buy the inserts. This is the hemp insert, and they pop in both ends, similar to a Grovia. So as with the Grovia, if it's just wet, pop it out, pop in a new one, and go. The only downside to this compared to the Grovia is that it doesn't have the leg gussets on the insert. So if they do poo, it's going to go on your shell, and then you're going to have to change your shell. So I'd say you need more shells with the Best Bottom than you do with the Grovia. I like the fact it has the double leg gussets because Izzy has skinny legs. The inserts come in 3 sizes, from small to large. Don't bother with the other sizes, just go for large, because no matter what setting you have your shell on the snap down rise, the large will fit. I don't really know why they don't just make one insert. But another thing about Best Bottom is I advise people not to get the snap version, get the Aplex, because I got a snap version and an Aplex to start with, and the Aplex fits her beautifully, but the poppers we couldn't get a fit at all. It was too low around the legs. It just didn't work. And this is my final hybrid. Yes, it was my final hybrid. This is also a new one. I've got too many of these. SproutChange. Again, the only place in the UK that sells these is Funky Monkey Pants. In fact, Funky Monkey Pants are brilliant. They're my favourite website. She sells lots of brands that no one else sells. This is a very different nappy. I haven't actually used this yet, so I can't comment on how it works. But the adjustment of it is different. Again, you've only got one shell. You buy one shell even, and it's reversible, so you get 2 colours in one. I like that. The inserts come in 2 parts. This is the organic cotton insert. These are 2 parts. This is the sleeve. I got this in polyester fleece, so it stay dry. And then I've got the organic cotton insert that you trifold into 3. So it's like that. Pop it in your sleeve, and then you pop it into your shell. And it's the same, if it gets wet, just exchange it for another insert. If it gets soiled, you can exchange it for another insert, unless you get it on the shell, and then you have to change the shell as well. The thing I like about the shell is that it hasn't got all these snap-down rises and poppers along the front. It's only got 2. So no matter who puts it on, as long as you've got it set perfectly, it's going to be a perfect fit every time. It adjusts in here. There are other YouTube videos on how to do this, how to get this adjusted. But it just, in there, in the legs and the back of the waist here, by the button, so you pull it tighter for a tighter fit and looser for a loose fit. And when you get them, they come on a piece of card that has suggestions on what buttonhole you need it to be on for your baby's age and size. The last thing about hybrids I want to say is that they're really easy to make your own inserts for. If you're handy, if you have a sewing machine and you can sew, then it's really easy to make your own inserts. I made a few of these the other day. I bought some Bummis pre-folds in organic cotton. I bought the large version, I cut them in half, folded them over, Sewed down the edge, and then I sewed on some suede cloth as a stay dry, and they fit in my best fossil, my Grovia, and my SproutChange.